Brendan Rodgers has launched a passionate defence of the Manchester United and England defender Harry Maguire. Maguire has faced abuse online and in the stands, most recently during England's win over Scotland on Tuesday. Well, Rodgers, who managed Maguire at Leicester, has labelled the criticism a joke and suggested United's fans are to blame.
Well, I know Harry well, having worked with him, and I find it a real shame, if I'm honest. He's a good guy, but he's obviously a top-class player, and the focus and the noise and that's been around him, sadly, probably has been created more by his own club supporters, and that's spilled out into other supporters. You know, I was at the game the other night, and this is a guy, if you remember, and I think it was the last World Cup. He was in the team of the World Cup, so he's not that bad a player. And I know, having working with him, you know, if you needed someone by your side when it's tough, you'd want him beside you. He's a great man. He's very honest to the game. I know why Gareth picks him. He's been fantastic for England. A real soldier and a real leader in amongst the young players that's coming through there. And I find it a real shame that, you know, a player who is a very good player, and who at the time when he went into Manchester United probably was needing leading himself, being a new player, but he found himself very quickly to be the Manchester United captain. But I can't speak highly enough of him. You know, he's a fantastic man. I see the noise and that goes around him, which is a real shame. It's just sad that where it was created from. But he's tough. He's mentally strong, and he'll prove throughout the rest of his career that he's a very, very good player. He won't shirk the challenge, that's for sure. You know, he's a guy that he's very proud to represent Man United. When he went there, I know that the summer that he left, when I was at Leicester City, there was other clubs that were wanting to sign him. But that whole pre-season, you know, and I've dealt with lots of players in transfer markets when it's tough and it's hard and they can wobble and everything. This guy never once. He was totally committed to Leicester City, to his teammates, and it was only right in the very towards the end, whenever he moved, that I looked back and I thought his behaviour was absolutely exceptional throughout the whole period. So for me, he'll continue to fight there. You know, his behaviour as a man, his conduct. You know, he's a great fella and a fantastic player, and hopefully he gets the chance to show that at Manchester United. If not, and it's too late for him, he'll go and show it somewhere else.
Right, let's get some more on this now. We can speak to our chief reporter, Gareth who's right across this story. Gareth, very good evening. So, really strong words from Brendan Rodgers. Do we know how Harry Maguire's feeling about all of this?
Look, my sense is that it sounds strange, but I don't think he's that bothered about this. He's a very strong character. What he's interested in is playing football, and everything that comes off the field. Yes, of course, there's a lot of noise surrounding him, but he's more worried about the effect it has on his family and his friends rather than the effect it has on himself. So I know it sounds strange, but the feeling I'm getting is that he's bemused by the fact that he's the centre of attention again. He doesn't read newspapers. He doesn't look at social media. Yes, of course, he's aware of the criticism, but he's a professional footballer, and part of his job is to block out all that noise and to just focus on his job. And that is what he's trying to do. He still loves training. He still loves playing football. That's what he wants to do. Lots of other people are speaking about, you know, his form, his fitness, how good he is. I thought Brendan Rodgers spoke very well there. People have very short memories. Just 8 months ago, he was in the team of the World Cup in Qatar. He was in the team of the Euros the year before. He was in the team of the World Cup in 2018 as well. I think it's just symptomatic of the age we live in. We live in the social media age. A lot of this is coming from social media. because match-going Manchester United fans support their players. They support Harry Maguire. This is not coming from the United supporters who go to games. I would suggest a lot of it is coming from social media.
OK, now, you touched on this. It's much more about just the player. You say he's fine about it, but it affects those around him as well. So how are his family dealing with this?
The first thing to say is that the Maguires are a very close-knit family. His family, his parents, his siblings, also his representatives go to every single United and England game, home and away. They've been there for the good times, they'll be there for the bad times as well. You saw earlier this morning his mother, Zoe, posted a message on social media. You can see it up there. She says, as a mum, seeing the level of negative and abusive comments in which my son is receiving from some fans, pundits and the media is disgraceful and totally unacceptable to any walk of life, never mind someone who works his socks off for club and country. I understand that in football there are ups and downs, positives and negatives, but what Harry receives has gone far beyond football. I think what she is trying to do is stand up for her son, because Harry Maguire doesn't want to come out and speak himself, because he knows that will just add more fuel to the fire.
But won't that, if a grown man's mum comes out, won't that add fuel to the fire? Won't that make him even more of a target?
I don't think so. I think it will make people stop and think. If somebody's mother is coming out to defend them in public, and his mother is saying, look, enough is enough. This has gone too far. This affects people. Stop and think before you criticise Harry Maguire. Whatever you think, whatever you look at on social media, the clips you watch, he has been the captain of Manchester United for 4 years. He has been an integral part of one of the best England sides of all time. He's not a bad footballer. He's one of the best defenders in the world. Full stop. Speak to anybody in football and they will tell you that. People have to stop and think about what they're doing and what they're saying in the media and also on social media, because it affects people, it ruins people's lives. Thankfully, Harry Maguire is a strong character. It doesn't affect him the way maybe people would want their comments and criticisms to affect him. But his mother is saying enough is enough. It affects his family. It affects his friends. And I think as far as Harry Maguire is concerned, you know what he really, really wants is for us not to be talking about him. He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He just wants to get on with doing his job.